finger-licking good Kentucky basketball fans, they've got a coach.
This is awful.
No idea where you were going there.
Mark Pope is the guy. There's a picture of Mark Pope. Best thing he has going for him, former Kentucky player.
It's his paycheck.
Just your initial $5.5 million. They're saving a bundle.
I mean, it's fun style, but the guy's never done anything at all. And at best, he was choice number 6. And that doesn't always mean something, but I am just baffled. Like, this is how you lose a job if you're Mitch Barnhart.
Well, I'm looking at his resume, LT. He has 0 regular season titles, 0 conference titles, and 0 NCAA tournament wins.
Are any of those things important?
Well, they're zeros, Brownie. Yeah. That's never good unless you're stacking them on the back end of a paycheck.
That's true, which he is now.
If 4th and 3-point attempts this year in college basketball, they shoot over 50%. It'll be a fun style. Look, he's going to be able to recruit there, but if you're Kentucky, it's not like the basketball program is in bad shape. It's not like Calipari just completely, although, the last couple of tournaments have been terrible under Calipari, this is still one of the best programs in all of basketball and have to settle for choice number 6, and it's Mark Pope. And as Brown always asks, if Mark Pope graduated from Florida, is he the Kentucky coach today?
I think we know the answer to that question.
It's 0.
I think we know the answer to that question. Don't we? I mean, you would agree with that, right? If Mark Pope never played 2 seconds of basketball at the University of Kentucky, we are not discussing Mark Pope.
I agree with
as
Jason. I thought
today.
the same thing when I heard the hire was pretty much official. This is Mike Shula-esque.
Because it was starting to build up nationally that Kentucky can't hire an elite coach, so they go to one of their guys who wore the uniform.
They could have. Well, they could have, instead of this embarrassment, I don't know how you guys feel about it. If you're Mitch Barnhart, all you got to do is say, look, we've had communication with different people. We are going to bring the right guy in. This is not going to be something we've got to do overnight. And they could have continued to throw money at people until they got the right guy.
Yeah, I just think you could hire Mark Pope at any point.
At any point.
I mean, if you keep swinging and missing and you get down to choice 7, 8, 9, 10, Mark Pope's still there. Mark Pope says, I'll take it in a heartbeat. You just let me know when I need to show up.
You guys keep saying 6th choice for those scoring at home. Count along with them. According to reports, Nate Oats first to say no. Jay Wright was second to say no. Then Dan Hurley's first no, and he backed it up with another 0% chance yesterday. Scott Drew said no. Billy Donovan said, basically, I'm busy right now. Get off my phone.
The Bulls ain't winning the championship. He wanted that job. He could have had that job. This is choice, at best, number 6. And I'm sure you and Scott have got this video set up.
Oh, we got a ton of it.
I mean, if people don't know who Mark Pope is, if you didn't watch a lot of BYU basketball, you don't remember him playing back for Pitino in the day.
Well, let's have some fun
right.
with Mark Pope here, since we don't ever have to interview him. Mark Pope did win a national championship in 1996. We'll start with number 7, Rockstar. Mark Pope, bring Forrester's mic up too. Do you know when this came? Because he has BYU behind him, I think, in this one.
I want to say it's about 11 years old.
About 11 years old?
Wow, that's a long time ago.
I mean, is that possible on the timeline?
Yeah, because I think it's BYU that's on the wall behind him. Yeah. But anyway, take a look at this. UKathletics.com, who put this up a while back. But Mark Pope, even out at BYU or wherever he was always pledging his love to Big Blue Nation. Listen in.
It's impossible for me to describe how much I love this university, my teammates, and you fans, but I'm going to try. C-A-T-S! Cats! 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 I love you guys.
Okay, all I'm doing,
super
if
cringy.
I'm Bruce Pearl, if I'm Nate Oats, if I'm Rick Barnes, and it comes down to us or Kentucky, I'm saying, do you really want to play for this dude?
Oof, super cringy right
awful.
there. I mean, I appreciate anybody that just does not give a rip what people think about them and they're going to do what they want to do, but that's
And I'll tell you,
cringy.
if an old beat-up white van pulls up and that guy jumps out of the back, I'm scared to death.
You're saying in Civil War last night he could have played a character?
We do have to get to that. At
Yeah,
some
I
point.
wanted a movie review on that.
we
Can we
can't
do
do it
that
right
today?
now.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll
not
do it
right
later.
now.
We can't do it
Yeah, we'll do it
right
later.
now.
We'll do it
Right
because
now.
here's what's
You know how
funny.
the show goes sometimes.
I do, Jim.
I bring it up, and then we go into
I know.
9-minute rant about
Can we do
Civil
it
War.
later? Can we do it later?
Do it later, but
Yeah.
I think the majority of people up here saw it. We actually ran into the Lunsfords.
Okay, well, we can bring Lunsford in, too.
EG and Mikey went with us last night. We got
All right.
confused on the different theater we were going to go to. But
Yeah.
yes, we will have a full review whenever you guys want to go
Everybody
with that.
jump in. Everybody jump in.
Much more Mark Pope video. He sends his love back to Kentucky at BYU with the CATS ripping the suit off. He also, he won a national championship in 1996. So, like a lot of people, I'm included in this. I think LT, 90s was a great year to fall in love with, and the 90s were a great time to fall in love with rap. Mark Pope also raps.
Oh, no.
Here's Mark Pope.
You hadn't even seen it yet, and you know. I mean, it could be amazing. He could be Eminem.
Here's
he
Mark-
could be the best white rapper ever.
I don't see it.
Okay.
Mark Pope, while head coach at BYU, this is from BYU Sports Nation, likes a little Broadway, too. Let's mix a little rap with Hamilton. Here we go.
Do I have a hidden talent? Just in the hopes that Lin-Manuel, that you're watching, I'm gonna get a scholarship to King's College. I probably shouldn't brag, but dag, I'm amazed and astonished. The problem is I got a lot of brains but no polish. I gotta holler just to be heard with every word. I drop knowledge, I'm a diamond in the rough, a shiny piece of coal. Everybody. Okay.
I mean, the guy doesn't take himself too seriously, which I appreciate because I don't, most of us don't take ourselves too seriously up here.
You just backed off that. You don't take yourself too seriously.
I don't want to speak for the rest of you guys, but I try not to take myself too seriously. What we do is nothing serious. So, I mean, but I don't know that blends in with being the coach at Kentucky when you don't take yourself too seriously. Like, don't you think Cal probably took himself pretty seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Patino, don't you think he took himself pretty seriously?
Yes.
Give me anything this guy has done to earn this job.
Play at Kentucky.
He hung the banner.
I'm telling you, play at Kentucky. I mean, this is the textbook example. Alabama hiring Mike Shula and Kentucky hiring Mark Pope is the textbook example of what I rail on when these coaching searches come open and a name gets thrown in there simply because they played at that school.
I'm going to do a clean read here.
All right, here we go.
Friday, April 12th, 9:09 now. Within 2 years, we will be talking about another hire, not only for Kentucky's head basketball coach, but for their athletics director.
You think this one costs
I think it cost him his job.
Mitch Barnhart his job.
He is the kind of guy that will get you fired, and I just don't understand. If you're Mitch Barnhart, it's not your money. It's your career that you're playing with, but it ain't your money. And Kentucky boosters would have paid whatever for the right guy. I am shocked they okayed this.
Yeah, but I will go ahead and tell you, the Crafts have already stepped up, or at least one booster. I believe it's one of the Crafts.
Who are the Crafts? Is that the main family?
The big main
His
family.
in-laws.
Yeah.
Mark married their daughter.
The Crafts, or at least one booster, has already stepped up today and pledged of his own money $4 million for the NIL. Another $4 million check for the NIL.
Did he take it out of Otani's bank account?
Does Otani know?
But I mean, what would that number have been with a Dan Hurley or somebody like that? I mean,
and one more from Mark Pope. This one, cut 9, Rockstar. This one is back during the season when Texas and BYU played each other in the Big 12. And if you guys remember, BYU had some students that had T-shirts on that spelled out "horns down" in the front row of the student section. And BYU's administration, here's a picture of them, horns down. You see it if you're watching us on the video platform. And BYU's administration had them take those shirts off and change the wardrobe before the game started. And Mark Pope says this afterwards, and some of you are questioning whether or not you really need that kind of attitude in the SEC moving forward. A little soft maybe for the SEC and the Kentucky job. Here's Mark Pope.
Hey, if I can, Ty's going to be mad at me here, but I don't know. Are you guys reporting on this horns down T-shirt? Are you guys hearing this?
Yeah, the T-shirt.
Yeah. And just know from our student, they were taken off before the game started, right? And from the Rock and from our players and from our student body, that's just not us. That's not how we roll.
I still don't understand why.
I mean, I saw enough of the first video, and I know it was years ago.
Yeah. He was an assistant then, I think, according to Lunsford.
I saw that, 2011 to 2014.
Yeah,
this is an embarrassing hire.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I've been in this situation as a fan because, as a fan of professional sports, you can get some hires wrong at the coaching position and you can still be okay. But you guys just helped me out. Some other hires for massive fan bases that haven't worked out. Mike Shula was one of those. That was desperate times, desperate situation when you talk about the timing of the whole Mike Price situation.
Yeah.
But this isn't for Kentucky.
You were hiring in May, not a normal coaching cycle when you're hiring in May, and with NCAA sanctions hanging over the program. It was a tough hire.
But it was still a super safe, guy that loves the program type hire. I mean, it will get remembered years down the road, Scott Frost. But people that remember it that way will not remember that Scott Frost was probably the hottest assistant name in America when Nebraska hired him. Like, there were other jobs where people were like, he really shouldn't go to Nebraska. He should take this job if offered. So, I mean, Nebraska, though Scott Frost played for them, hired one of the hottest assistants in America. It was not this.
Well, and look, and sometimes you hire the hot assistant, and that doesn't work
Sure.
out.
Yeah.
And look, this could work out. Mark Pope could end up being the next Dan Hurley. I don't see it. And I wonder, Forster, I just learned this just looking at Wikipedia. It says Pope's wife, Leanne, is a former assistant to talk show host David Letterman, who's coming up in 4 Downs. Do you know his wife? Because I know you worked for Letterman.
No, I don't think I know her.
Leanne Archibald, I think, is her maiden name. Okay.
All right.
Just checking.
Somebody says Matt Doherty.
That was a bad hire.
Well, he had been, I got to go look at his record. He came from Notre Dame.
Others are saying Mike Dubose promoting up Gene Stallings from Gene Stallings.
Oh, that was
Doherty
terrible
is a
hire,
good
obviously.
one.
Yeah, Doherty was 22-15 at Notre Dame, 8-8 in the Big East, and he was the runner-up in the NIT.
Yep.
And North Carolina gave him their job. Again, if Matt Doherty had played at Western Kentucky, he never gets the North Carolina job.
That's right.
So,
That's right. So
textbook example.
I tell you what, let's do this. Next segment, Rockstar, if you can, an old friend we used to have on radio. Can you call? Well, don't say his name, but can you call and see if he can join us? I would love an embedded reporter who could give us an update on how Kentucky fans are feeling today. We used to have him on in radio days.
I think I know who you're talking about. I think I can get him. I
Okay,
don't know
if you can
I'm
get
not
him
gonna make any
next segment.
guarantees.
I think Dunaway has forgotten his name.
No, I'm setting up a bit.
Well, I know the bid. I think we all know the bid. I think our listeners and viewers know the bid.
No, I've already texted him last night the name. I have not forgotten anything. My age fools you again.